So the essential question for this lesson is, how can I use place value and properties to add or subtract decimals? Well, we're just doing the adding part right now. Okay? To add decimals, we have to line up the decimal points and add the digits in the same place value. Now this is why we learn place value, guys. And some of us are still struggling with that on our morning work when it says write out the number and it says like 82 and 32 thousandths. Well, we don't know that thousandths, there should be 3 numbers after the decimal place because there's 3 zeros in 1,000. So a lot of us are putting 82.32. Some of us don't even know what we're doing. When it says 82 and 32 hundredths, you guys are writing 12 and 32. I don't know what we're doing on those unless we're just hitting the wrong number or something. I don't know. So, again, the key word right here, and everybody do this for me. Line up the decimal points. Underline that right there twice. Line up the decimal points. And those of you at home, again, underline line up the decimal points. Alright, that's really all you need to know that's different today is lining up the decimal points. Now when we get to multiplication, that won't matter. You don't have to do that. But on adding and subtracting, you have to line up the decimal points. Aiden, we're on pages 335 to 340, and I need page 337 with your name on it. That's your homework. Alright, so Mr. Jacobson uses a digital scale to measure 44 2/10 milligrams of sodium for a chemistry experiment. During the second one, he uses 33 1/10 milligram of sodium. What is the total amount? Again, total amount means you're going to do what to it? Add, right? You're going to add. When it says what's the total, you're going to add. If I say what's the difference, what are you going to do? Subtract, okay? If I say what's the product of, what are you going to do?
Multiply.
Or quotient.
Divide.
All right, those are the key words you're looking for, though. A lot of us aren't actually paying attention to. I think you guys had a problem that you did earlier where it said the difference, and someone said, well, what does that mean? And I'm like, the difference, man, we're subtracting. So it's written out this way. We took our numbers 44 2/10, and then we took 33 1/10. Now, I could add that way, but I don't want you doing it. This estimation business, we've been doing that for a while. What's this number here closest to? 44.2. We're looking at the whole number, right? So that's going to be closer to 44, and of course this one here is closer to 33. You add those together, you're going to get 77. That's an estimate. Okay? We're estimating that number right there. All that means is we're seeing if our answer is close to the correct answer. And then we're looking for that 77. Okay? So, we're going to line up the decimal points. So I'm going to write this over here to the side. I want you guys to write it over here also. We're going to take 44.2 is what some of us might call it. I need page 337 with your name on it. 337? Yeah, we're going to go over that one today. It's different today. All right, and then we're going to take the next number, 33. I'm going to go ahead and put a decimal right underneath of that number right there. Is this called lining up the decimal points? Are they lined up? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to write this number here exactly like it is. I'm going to write, well, there's 33, and then there's 1/10. I lined up my place values. Just blurt it out for a sucker. What place value is that right there with my arrow? Blurt it out.
Tenths.
Go get one. Tenths. Okay? Tenths. We lined up our tenths place. Blurt it out. We lined up our...
1.
Ray, go get one. And then we lined up our... I didn't hear you. I heard Mikey said tens. Go get one, Mikey.
I said it.
I heard him louder. His voice is louder. All right, so we lined up. Thank you. All those place values. We didn't do this, right? We didn't say 44 2/10, and we didn't say 33 and squeeze that in there. Like, is that lined up?
No.
That is not lined up. We do not do that. We're going to have to write bigger this time. We're going to have, not really necessarily large, but we're going to have to write a little bit bigger. We're going to have to put a little bit of space between our numbers. And we're going to have to make sure we write clearly, that way we can see that they are indeed lined up. So then you just simply put an add over it like this. Now we add. Easy. Look, here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and drop the decimal point right here. You do that. We're not moving that decimal point anywhere else. We're going straight down with the decimal point. Straight down. What's 2 plus 1?
3.
What's 4 plus 3?
7.
So we have 77 and 3/10. Is that pretty close to this one right here?
Yeah.
So that we know that we're pretty close, and we know that. So the total amount was 77.3, and then they said down here the estimate was 77. So 77 is pretty close to 77 and 3/10. Okay, 77 and 3/10. It's easy, but we're going to have a few others that are going to kind of throw you some curveballs that I want to make sure that we understand, and that's what probably I'm going to say the next problem is going to be. Yep. All right. Now, this is a big word right here. It says you can annex a 0 to one of the numbers in an addition problem so that both numbers end up with the same place value. Long time ago, do you remember? Probably not, but I said 2.2 or 2 2/10 is the same as 2 and, right?
Yeah, because all you're doing is adding 0.
Yeah, I said it doesn't matter. We can add as many zeros this way as we want. It's still going to equal each other. So, past, not in between. You can't add zeros in here or anything like that. But here, this way, we can add as many zeros as we want. It's still going to equal the one that doesn't have a 0. So, what happens is when you have this number here, 19 and 6/10, when you do this, when you say, okay, I'm going to write the first one, I'm going to write it vertically like this, 19 and 6/10. I'm going to drop down and put a decimal right there. And then what number should I put right here in my ones place? 4, Mikey says. What number should I put right here?
3.
3. And I'm going to go ahead and write it like it's written, right? A 1. Are they lined up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the decimals are lined up. The tenths are with the tenths. The ones are with the ones, and there's nothing here. And there's no. So the word annex a 0 means we can just basically go up to the attic and we can pull out a 0 that doesn't really exist, but we're only doing it just to put it in the place because, again, did you guys tell me?
It did not matter.
Does that still equal 19.6?
Yes.
Okay, because remember we had this right here, 6 over, that's what that means, 6 over 10 or 60 over 100. If I take away zeros, is that 6/10 still?
Yeah.
That's why they're equal. So we can add a 0 there, and now all we do is add them up. What's 1 plus 0?
1.
We drop it right here. What's 6 plus 3?
9.
We drop the decimal straight down. We don't move it. What's 9 plus 4?
14.
I put the 3 there, carry the 1, and I get...
2.
See how that is? Pretty easy, right? And again, they estimated here and said 24, and as you can see, 24 is pretty close to 2391, 2391 hundredths. Easy? Hard?
Easy.
We say that, but then... 6 and 32 hundredths. Now, my only beef is when they keep adding these boxes for you, it spoils you. Because when they take the boxes away, then you start writing everywhere. So let's go ahead and do it. What's 6 plus 2?
8.
7 plus, or 7, sorry. 6 plus 1.
7.
Well, they estimated here, they said 6. This is pretty close to 6, and that's 1. So what's 6 plus 1? So 7 and 7/8, is that pretty close to?
Yeah.
Pretty close to 7. And the reason why, again, we do that is so that you don't estimate and come up with 7. And then when you actually do the adding, if you're like Mikey or something, let's say you forgot, and you're like, you think you carry a 1 here, and you're like, oh, this is 8. Well, 8.78, it would 8.78 or 8 and 7800, is that close to 7? So you can be like, I think I did something wrong there. Alright, so right here we have, this one's kind of written, a lot of you would probably write it like this. Because remember I said a lot of times you won't have that 0, that extra 0 right here. It's the same thing. I mean, you just add them the exact same way. What's 9 plus 3?
12.
You put the 2 here and you carry the 1. 9, 0. You notice how they drop their decimals straight down. They estimated in the beginning because they said this 89 cents is pretty close to $1, and then they said this 3 cents is closer to no money. So that's 1. So they said 0.92 or 92 hundredths is pretty close to 1, right? That's pretty close to $1. I always think of money when I think of decimals. Always. I always think of money. I just always have. Look at your homework. Look at your homework sheet. Now, those of you at home watching the video, your Donovans, your Emma, Libby, you're probably confused right now because we're going to do the homework together. And the independent practice is what you guys are going to do for the homework because there's actually more practice on that than 3 little baby problems down there and then some confusing word problems and stuff. So we're gonna go over these and then do the actual that one for homework, the other one. So again, they give you examples here, which we don't need to really go over this. We're just going to go ahead and dive into the assignment here down here, the lesson, since we've already done all that. The reason why you should not have your Chromebook open is because I don't want you using a calculator on this, of course, because again, a calculator is not teaching you anything if you're just adding some numbers in there and putting them down. I'll be looking for, do you have your little carryovers? You know, are you carrying the 1 over, that kind of stuff? If I don't see those, then chances are I'm going to think that you used a calculator.
I'm not smart enough.
Okay, so first thing when I approach this problem, I say, are the decimals lined up?
Yep.
Does nobody know that?
Yeah.
Are they lined up in number 1?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, let's look at all 3 of them. Are they all 3 of them lined up?
Yes.
Looks to me like they are. Looks like this is lined up. That's lined up. So we can go ahead and just add these, right? What is 2 plus 3?
What?
What is 7 plus 8?
15.
Put the 5 there.
6.
Now where's my decimal go?
Right after 6.
Straight down, right? Straight down. Next one. What's 3 plus 4?
7.
0 plus 1?
1.
Drop my decimal point straight down. What's 2 plus 0?
1.
Adding's the exact same way, isn't it? 12 and 17 hundredths. And then the last one over here on the side. Asher Owens, what is 6 plus 9?
6 plus 9 is 15.
Yes, sir. Put the 5 there. What do I do with the 1, Asher?
Put it over the 7.
Okay, now what do I get, Asher?
You get 17. Yeah, 17.
What do I do with my 1?
Put it over the 6.
Okay. Oh, this was 6 or this 6?
The one in the front.
Okay. All right, now what?
And then you add those 6 plus 2, which would be 8, but it's 9 because of the one on. And then you just put 2 right there.
Do I have a decimal?
Yes.
Where does it go?
In between 29 and 75.
Yeah, or just straight down, right? But yeah, you're right. There you go. Good job. I just told you this is pretty cut and dry today. Pretty easy. Devin has a new cell phone that holds 1 5/10 gigabytes. You know, it's a bad habit you guys got into, and I was well into my teaching career before I actually said 1 5/10 instead of saying 1.5, right? It's a bad habit to get into is abbreviating it that way. But anyway, Devin has a new cell phone that holds 1 5/10 gigabytes of memory for music. He has already used 1 3500 gigabytes of the memory. Will he have enough space to download a song that will use 1200ths of a gigabyte of memory? Explain.
Well, you can subtract.
What do you think, Asher?
Yes.
We haven't learned to subtract decimals yet, Ray, so some of you might know how because it's just the same as adding, but pretend like you don't know how to subtract. Now go ahead.
Yes, because 0.5 is basically 50? Because that's 5 tens.
Oh, yeah, you mean, so basically 1 and 5/10 is 1 and .50?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 50 minus 12 is 38, and that's 3 more over 1.35, so you have to know.
Okay. So you're saying, where did he get that at? No. So anyway, he's saying this minus the 12, which is going to give you, what'd you say, 1 point what?
38.
138, and he says he's used 135. Will he have enough space? So he's saying, yeah, he will, because he's going to have, as he said, the 38 is actually 3 over the 35 right there. So yes, and he is correct on that one. He is correct. A large bag of sand weighs 48 and 5/10 pounds. A small bag of sand weighs 24 and 6/10 pounds. If Mrs. Wagner buys a large bag and a small bag, how many pounds of sand did she purchase altogether? First of all, tell me, what are you going to do, Ireland, with those numbers? You're going to add them. All right, so you're going to have over here on the side 48 and 5/10 plus 24 and 6/10. All right, good. Am I good to go? Huh? It's not what?
It's not like lined up.
Yeah, I got to line them up, so I was wrong there, right? I need to do that. I need to do a better job of lining that up. So I'm going to go up here and say 48 and 5/10. So put a decimal right underneath of it, and I'm going to say, well, there's a 6 there, a 4, and a 2. Now, Ireland, can I add that up?
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and add it up for me.
5 plus 6 is 11. 1 there, carry the 1.
Okay.
8 plus 4 plus 1 is 13. Add the 1 up, 5, 4, what do you say? And then put it down.
After the what?
After the 3.
Right here? Yep, 73 and 1/10 pounds altogether. Notice how I labeled it? You might want to get in the habit of doing that as well. Just saying. It's gonna come in handy when you get in middle school. Explain it to a friend. Grady wants to buy a basketball video game that costs $59.95, including tax. He has $45.50 in cash and a gift certificate of $15.25. Is that enough to buy the video game? I know Asher Owens knows. He's probably got that much money in his pocket right now. Do you got that much in your pocket right now? Get him, boys! No? Holly,
I think you will.
why?
Because 45 plus
Shh.
15 is 60 already.
Okay, so you're saying 45 and what? And 15?
Yeah, those two are 60 already, which is already the amount that he needs. Then plus change would be more.
So she said 45 and 15 is already 60. All he needed, that's including tax, all he needs is that. So obviously she's like, well, yeah, that's enough. And she's right. She's not wrong. Now she could have, she rounded. She just did the whole numbers. Okay.
We didn't really need to look at the cents in order to know.
Exactly. I mean, if you did add the cents, what's 50 cents plus 25, 70? So really the full answer is $60.75. So yeah, he has more than enough to buy it, right?
We have money left over.
A few dollars, you might be able to buy some candy or something. All right, Lakshmi wants to start saving coins in a piggy bank. Her mother gave her 3 quarters. So we have a quarter, and a quarter. So we have 3 quarters. I would draw those out. And 2 pennies. So we have 1 and 1. On Monday, she has 2 dimes. How much is a dime worth?
10.
2 dimes and 1 nickel. What's a nickel worth?
5.
All right.
Do you know how to count?
Fill in the amount of money that Lakshmi's mother gave her in the space provided on the bar diagram below. So let's add up this money right here. How much is that? What?
77 cents.
I've heard everything but the answer. What? 75 is right here. What about these 2 pennies?
Oh, 77.
So would I just write it like this, or what do I got to put?
Put the on Monday.
Put a what?
You add,
Should I put a decimal when I'm talking about money? Yeah, 77 cents. So where's the decimal going to go? Here or here?
On the left.
Right there? What? Okay, hang on. How much money's over here then?
25.
So 25. Where's my decimal go? 25 cents. The front. Now I add them because it says total. So what's 77? Notice I put my decimal. I'm going to put another decimal, line it up, put 25. What's 7 plus 5? 12, Mikey said. Carry the 1. What's 7 plus 2? 9 plus 1?
10.
Look at this. I put a 10 right here because I'm done. I still drop my decimal exactly straight down. So I have how much money? $1.02. And then finally, the bottom, Marcus entered a race that involves swimming and running. He will need to swim 72 hundredths of a mile and run 1 65 hundredths of a mile. How far will he travel in all? What do I have to do, Emlyn, here to these numbers? I gotta add, she said. So I'm gonna go ahead and write my first number down, which is 0.72. I'm going to write a decimal point right underneath of it. I'm going to write this number right here. I'm going to put a 1 there, right? And a 65. Remember, adding, it doesn't matter what number you put first, which number you put, sorry, you can't see it, what number you put last. So, Maddie, go ahead.
You add 5 plus 2 and that equals 7.
Good.
And then 6 plus 7 equals 13. Add the 1 on top and that equals 2. So 2. 37.
Answer A.
Answer A right there, right? Not too difficult, all right? Not too shabby.
Pretty easy.
It is really easy. So,
You said it was hard.
as long as you line up your decimals.
You need to switch us to your 5th grade.
Now, I'm going to show you this page right here. This is going to be your homework here. We're actually going to do this, and I'm going to give you some time, and we're going to go over it today. No, and you can work there at your desk, but talk to people next to you. But what I want you guys to see right here is, hey, no Chromebooks are going to be open. Not even when you're finished, so don't be racing through it. We're not even opening them yet. Remember that word, annex a 0. Meaning add zeros in the places that you need to add a 0. Really, it's easy to see which ones you got to add zeros on these. It's not so easy to see here which ones you got to add a 0 to. So that's why you need to make sure you line them up like this, and then add the zeros. Everybody got that?
Like, yeah, 2 add a 0 behind the 2.
We'll see. All right, go ahead and work on that. I'll pass it out here in a second. You at home, again, you are working on your homework, page 337 and 338. And we're only doing, sorry, we're not doing the back side. We're only doing this front side here, page 337 only.